Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Psycho Gold, this is Psycho Gold Videos. Today we're going to be checking out Dororo Episode 7. Yes, I know, it's a shock of the last 2 weeks to actually be checking out an episode fairly close to after it's aired. So, I obviously uploaded episodes 5 and 6 on Monday. Thank you to those of you who have watched it. As expected, the viewing numbers are not what they normally are, but what can you do when you're 2 weeks late? But, if you have watched this episode, you know that episode 6 was kind of like... Damn, man. Episode 6 was just so heavy. I really don't know what to expect from episode 7. I'm kind of worried about it, but at the same time I'm excited for it. I'm hoping that we're not going to have to endure too much death and devastation again, but who knows? Maybe that's what this show's going to be like. Either way, I'm still thoroughly enjoying Dororo, so without further ado, let's just jump in and find out. 3, 2, 1, go. Carrying on pretty much from where the last episode ended, with them two walking away from the looks of it. Is Dororo gonna be like, I can cheer you up? It is weird seeing him become more and more human, but he is still blind, right? So, those eyes are still unreal, which is... It makes him look really, like, intimidating in my opinion. Oh, lovely! Okay, so there's a spider demon up there. Hyakkimaru! Go! Oh, I bet that's not a spider all the time. I bet she can look like a very attractive woman sometimes. Oh dear, that's not good. Oh, okay. Making a run for it instead of trying to finish him off. What, did you think just shouting come on out was going to make it come back? I like the way the camera is not framing on his eyes. Oh, so they're aware of the fact that people are going missing then. I get the distinct impression, Dororo, that Hyakkimaru isn't in a helping mood. Killing a monster that he comes across is fair enough, but ooh, okay. Maybe she's trying to turn back into a regular woman? Yeah, looks like it. That is her, right? Even though she's... Yeah, I was just going to say, she's exceptionally pale. So that's her MO, obviously, to prey on people who are... nice, in inverted commas. Obviously, they're being nice for... Some of them are probably being nice for a particular reason, but not everyone. Some people are just nice. You were lying in a bed of hagi flowers. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Oh, she is, but not for that kind of food. That looked genuine, I'm not gonna lie. He doesn't have enough food for the two of them. See, that's how selfless he's being, and she's like, don't touch it, it's mine. It's funny, isn't it? You see her like that, and she doesn't actually... She's rude as all hell, but she's not exactly that evil or vicious. But you just know that she is. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Oh, the mine's collapsed. Oh, so she was saying if she could just do it on human food? Oh yeah, I hate to break it to you, my friend, but I think this is where you're gonna tap out. Where are you going with that? Wait. Okay. Don't tell me that she's actually gonna get attached to him. Eating and sleeping does not solve everything, my friend. Yeah. Now you've worked it out. Yeah, exactly. Now she's worked out that he's going hungry so that you can have food because he thinks you look worse off than him. Which, if, in fairness, she probably is. If she was planning to eat a person, I don't imagine that the same energy is capable from regular bowls of rice or ramen. My question is, why is Hyakkimaru unable to find them? Because there shouldn't be any reason why he can't see the color of her soul. So shouldn't he be able to see them down in the town if he looks around? Yeah, and she didn't leave her room. Did she? Like, did she go and find somebody else to chow on? Because surely she'd be a lot stronger if that was the case. Because she really doesn't look that great. Yeah, if she's growing weaker, she can't have taken someone the night before. Oh? Is that him looking for the kidnapper? She's so taken aback at the general kindness, like genuine kindness. Which, in fairness, I can believe, because there are so many selfish, conceited people, it's probably very unlikely that monsters, ghouls, demons ever actually question whether or not eating humans is right. Because I imagine most of them just justify their actions. But yeah, like, what's going on in terms of the kidnapper? Was the spider just coincidence? Yeah, I don't think you want to get on her bad side if anybody tries to step to them. Yeah. You can't trick Hyakkimaru. But she isn't. That's the thing. Like, she can't be. Yep. He's shielding her. Knew he would. Oh, he's the kidnapper. Right, because he's helping them escape. I understand. Uh-oh. Looks like dinner's just arrived. Oh, look. They have a common enemy. And oh, look. It's humans once again that are the real dicks of this world. But Hyakkimaru isn't moving. Is he understanding the situation? Nope. He is gonna go and... Okay. She's taking him with her! Okay. And Hyakkimaru is really not... I don't think his heart's really in this. I'm actually, like... I'm loving the idea that a demon, ghoul, monster, whatever the spider is, can actually, is actually got attached to this human. Oh, come on, dude. Work it out. She likes you, and a part of you likes her, even if she is a monster. So she doesn't actually kill anyone. Allegedly. I don't know how trustworthy you can be with the monster, but at the end of the day, they are just another race. I don't know. I think Hyakkimaru is considering whether or not there's really any point in going after her. You're an idiot. No, it's not. You have to go with her, not just because she wants you to, but they'll kill you if they find you. Yeah, exactly. See, she gets it. Why is she the most intelligent person in this episode? Damn, she is like being forward as hell with it. No, I don't think you will. He's definitely strange. But you ain't... yeah, you spent too... Oh, fuff. See, now we're in a problem because she's going to wipe the floor with them, and then Hyakkimaru is going to come along and think he's doing the right thing. But in this instance... Yeah, I was going to say, Dororo, in this instance, I actually think it... I don't know. It's such a difficult decision. He cut off, what, 2 of her legs? Yes, Dororo, let's just seen it. That compassion that right now Hyakkimaru doesn't have. No, I actually believe her. I don't think she does tend to kill people. Wait, the color of her soul is changing. Maybe not drastically, but enough for him to be like, wait. Yeah, Hyakkimaru didn't go after her anymore. Wow. Oh, that's right. He could hear what they were saying as well, so he could make up his own mind, not just because of the soul thing. Oh, God. Dororo, you do speak enough for 2 to cheer things up. Yep. Yes, he did. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was Dororo episode 7. That was kind of a cool episode. Like, I've seen the storyline that they were going for there done in other stuff. I imagine most of us have, but I thought that one was a particularly good execution of it. They tricked us into thinking that the spider was obviously preying on the area and she was the kidnapper, and then it actually turned out that no, not only was she not the kidnapper, but it seems that she also doesn't actually kill people. She only drains what she needs and then leaves them be, which mirrors quite nicely the guy that she found and found her, which is kind of interesting. Like, they both refuse to kill, like, each other, essentially. Like, she doesn't actually kill humans, in inverted commas, and he doesn't kill insects, bugs, etc. And as a result, she was kind of like, The only problem with that is if it's true what she says and that she doesn't typically drain them away permanently, why was she so hesitant to take his life force when they were alone in the cabin? Like, maybe she decided that she wasn't going to eat off of him in general because, you know, he had gone hungry for her. But if there isn't a negative effect, permanently at least, I'm very surprised that she held back in still, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not sure if I entirely believe her that she's never killed anyone. Now, obviously, if she's being attacked like the samurai were attacking her, maybe she has killed in that regards and drained them completely, but I don't know, like, I just get the impression from the way she reacted and the way she was responding to everything that maybe she doesn't kill. At the end of the day, maybe she didn't ask to be a ghoul, or maybe she did. I don't really know much about how ghouls are formed, but if you're suddenly one day wake up and find that you're a ghoul and this is what you have to do to eat, it's not exactly your choice and your decision as to how your anatomy now works. So if she really isn't going around excessively killing people and drinking all of their life force, and she's just taking what she needs to survive and moving on, yeah, she's in better harmony with life and the planet than most of the humans on the are, so why should she have to die when the rest of us are alive, basically? Seeing Hyakkimaru and Dororo trying to just basically survive off of the land was also kind of interesting. Like, we've never really seen what they do when they're not demon hunting or when they're not being successful. The idea that they're just kind of sleeping on on some steps, eating like berries and herbs that they find in the wild is kind of like, they don't exactly have the greatest of life, even if they're lighthearted at times and make the most of it. You know, when even considering the bad things that happened in the last episode, Dororo was still trying to keep, you know, the mood light and keep their minds off of what had happened, and I think he kind of succeeded, even if Hyakkimaru didn't respond at first. And the fact that we got a laugh, or at least a smirk, out of Hyakkimaru at the end of the episode, I think those two are definitely going to be good friends by the time we get near the end of this season. I think this episode was also perfectly placed in terms of the lineup. Like, I don't know how close it's following like the original manga, because obviously I know that there's a lot of changes just in the base. Like, in this series there's only 11 demons, but in the manga isn't there like 48 or something, so it's already a different journey. So I don't think many people are expecting it to follow the manga, but I like the idea that this storyline directly succeeded the last week's story, because we got to see Hyakkimaru and Mayo basically, I wouldn't say that they fallen in love with each other, because they didn't, you know, I don't think that can happen that quick, but they definitely cared about each other. And obviously Mayo said some things that said that she cared about Hyakkimaru quite a lot, and Hyakkimaru could see her soul and he could hear her voice, and she was the only thing that he could listen to that didn't cause him to writhe in pain. And, you know, I think she had a very calming effect on him, as we saw from the priest's point of view. And then obviously that was taken away, not by a demon or a ghoul, but by humans. And then in this episode, we're immediately set back up with the idea that the monster is the bad guy in the episode, and it turns out there actually isn't a bad guy. One human is trying to free people from the corrupt lord, or the cruel lord, and the fact that he is essentially working the miners to death. And then he finds care, compassion, whatever you want to look at it, again, I'm not going to use the word love, in this spider creature, the spider ghoul, because again, I don't think it's fair to call her a monster. She's a sentient being, and she preys on life force. That's just the way she is. She didn't have a choice on the matter. And then towards the end of the episode, when she's now returning the favor and she's helping him to escape, and she's, you know, got him up the mountain, she pulled him away when the guards found out what was going on. She also sorted the guards out and fled, and Hyakkimaru for that matter. But just as they're both about to go down the passage, and they both kind of like accepting that the two of them are going to stay together now, and, you know, whether or not they carry on romantically, which I think is heavily implied, even though, yes, he says, I'll live as your prey, but you know what I mean. Then humans turn up yet again and put 2 arrows through him, and, yeah, I was kind of like, not again. We're not going to have to see these two suffer after we saw these two, you know, Mayo and Hyakkimaru and Dororo, what they went through in the last episode. I was like, come on, we're not going to have this happen again, are we? And the fact that she then went, Ohagi, but that's not a real name, The fact that she then went into full ghoul mode and, you know, wrapped up some of the guards, started going absolutely mental, is exactly the same thing as what Hyakkimaru did in the previous episode, except he flat out ripped them to pieces, whereas all she did was wrap them up and threatened to kill them. She actually still, from the looks of it, didn't actually have any intention of following through with that threat. Even though she did bash him around a bit, she was more interested in getting her companion to a doctor, and, you know, she flat out said, you know, I'm going to carry you if that's what needs to happen here. We're getting you to a doctor and you're surviving. You're not going to die. And then obviously on cue, Hyakkimaru appears, and from his point of view, there's a monster rampaging, there's a load of humans in cocoons, there's one that's dead right in front of her, well, there's one that's dying, sorry, not dead, one right in front of her, and obviously he gets there just in time to see her web up a couple more and swing them around into a mountain, which he obviously interrupts, and then they duel and he cuts off at least one of her legs, but I think it was actually two. And then when Hyakkimaru sees the effect that Yajiro is having on Ohagi, and hears what's being said and hears her emotions, you know, as she's responding to him, and the fact that he's saying not to kill anyone and she is responding, he's kind of like, he doesn't obviously say it or give any hints, but I think a part of him was thinking back to, you know, him and Mio and the way that the humans acted, and the way that he acted is exactly the same as what she's doing, and he was kind of like lowering his sword at that point. Like, it's philosophy versus reality. In black and white terms, monster bad, people good. In reality, nah, it's all grey, mate. Some of the monsters might have good qualities, even if they're not, you know, technically speaking, good, but you'd be hard pressed to find any humans that fill up that good quota that everybody thinks that we do. There's a reason why some of the most righteous stroke good people in history tend to have very shadowy pasts and dark secrets that take years to come out, but when they do, they seem to very, very drastically change a lot of people's opinions on them, especially like if you're going back to like feudal medieval era, where the heroes were heroes because they won, not because they were actually good guys. 9 times out of 10, they were worse than the people that they were fighting, but because they won, history portrayed them as heroes, and as time went on, their negative qualities were kind of removed, shall we say. And then it's not until you start looking into actual historical records and you're like, actually, a lot of these people, nah, maybe they weren't so nice. So I'm very curious to see if going forward we're going to have more ghouls that we meet that might not necessarily just be clear-cut bad guys that Hyakkimaru is going to slice and dice. So, I don't know. I think it certainly was an interesting episode and I enjoyed it. It was a nice change of pace. Like I say, apart from that moment when I thought things were going to have a repeat of last week. Yeah, that annoyed me. But thankfully it didn't actually happen, so happy ending for a change, kind of. And with that said, I'm going to bring this episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching it. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a like. Subscribe if you're new around here. Leave comments letting me know what you thought about this episode down below. And as always, dudes, my name is PsychoGold, and I will see you in my next video. PsychoGold out!